I'm Brandy, 41. The courtroom is abuzz with tension as the judge prepares to deliver his verdict. My heart pounds in my chest, and I can feel the weight of the past few months bearing down on me. Across the room, my parents, Vivian and Derek, sit with their lawyer, their faces a mask of false confidence. But I know better. I know the truth, and I'm ready for this to be over. It all started when my grandfather, Judge Henry Thompson, passed away. He was a towering figure in our family, a man of integrity and justice. He raised me after my parents decided they had better things to do than be parents. I was just a baby when they left me with him and my grandmother, Eleanor. They promised it would only be for a little while, but those little whiles turned into years. Grandma Eleanor was the heart of our home. Her kitchen was a place of warmth and love, where I learned the true meaning of family. Grandpa Henry, on the other hand, taught me about justice. He would tell me stories about his cases, using them to teach me right from wrong. They were always there for me, never missing a school event or a birthday. My parents, on the other hand, were like ghosts, showing up only on holidays, their affection feeling more like a performance than genuine love. When I was 16, Grandma Eleanor passed away suddenly. It was a devastating loss, and my parents showed up late to the funeral, complaining about their clothes while I stood by her casket. That was the moment I realized that my real family had always been Grandpa Henry and Grandma Eleanor. After Grandpa Henry's death, things took a turn for the worse. I discovered that over the past 22 years, Vivian and Derek had been milking Grandpa for money. I found ledgers filled with records of monthly payments, totaling over $660,000. There were also photos of them living lavish lifestyles while claiming they were too busy to visit Grandpa. I also learned that they had hired a lawyer, Mr. Lawrence Black, who had a history of aggressive inheritance disputes. They were spreading rumors that I had manipulated Grandpa in his final years, trying to paint me as the villain so they could get their hands on his estate. But I wasn't going to let them win. I started gathering evidence, documenting their years of absence and their financial exploitation. I found old holiday cards with generic messages, Grandpa's journal entries that showed how little they cared about me, and even videos of my important life events with their empty chairs in the front row. I also reached out to people who knew Grandpa well. His former housekeeper, Mrs. Clara Green, gave me a statement about his mental clarity until the end. Thomas, a colleague from the courthouse, helped me track down financial records that showed a clear pattern of exploitation. As the court date approached, my parents and their lawyer tried every dirty trick in the book. They filed motions to exclude evidence, tried to question my professional standing, and even hired a PR firm to paint me as a cold and calculating person in the media. But I had the truth on my side. On the final day of the trial, I took the stand and told my story. I recounted the years of abandonment, the financial exploitation, and the love and support I had received from Grandpa. I also played a video deposition of Grandpa where he clearly stated that he was leaving his estate to me because of my loyalty and integrity. The judge listened intently to all the evidence and then delivered his verdict. He ruled in my favor, stating that the challenge to Grandpa's will was without merit. He also ordered my parents to pay the attorney fees, calling their lawsuit frivolous and predatory. As we left the courthouse, my parents tried to plead with me, but I was done. I looked at Vivian and said, "Eleanor was my mother. You just gave birth." She collapsed into tears, and Derek walked away without a word. A year later, I became a circuit court judge in the same courthouse where I fought my battle. The inheritance that my parents had coveted now funds a scholarship for children raised by their grandparents, just like me. I've also started an informal mentoring program for young lawyers, sharing Grandpa's wisdom and my own experiences. Looking back, I realized that this journey wasn't just about the money. It was about standing up for what's right, honoring the legacy of the people who truly loved me, and learning that family is about choice, not just blood. It's been 20 years since that trial, and I'm now presiding over a family case that's eerily similar to my own. As I listen to the young woman on the stand talk about her grandparents who raised her, I think of Grandpa Henry and the words he wrote in his letter to me. Justice isn't always found in courtrooms. Sometimes it's in standing firmly for truth. I quote those words in my closing statement, and I know that Grandpa would be proud of me. As the courtroom clears, I touch the small photo of Grandpa and Grandma in my robe pocket. Their love and guidance have been with me every step of the way, and I know that I'll continue to carry their legacy forward.